Welcome back. Here we go. Today's edition of Let's Get Ourselves Better. What if? What if we don't quit? Well, we didn't quit today. So let's go. As always, starting off with some stretching. It was a pretty interesting day. We decided to go in the afternoon this day. And that came with its own slew of interesting different things. There was hella people. So at some points I have to switch the camera angle. Some exercises I can only get like one set of. Because I try not to inconvenience the people, that are in there just trying to get their workout. I totally respect it, and I'm not trying to get in their way. So because of that, we kind of bounce all over the place. But we're making it work. So Big Mike had switched, his work schedule switched around, so I obviously switched around my schedule to kind of work with that because this is a good deal for me, I think it's a good deal for both of us. We talked about it. He said that it helps, keep him accountable. And as you'll see later, he's getting stronger as well. So, good symbiotic relationship. We're just trying to make it work. That being said, this morning, this video was taken yesterday, but this morning when we went, we ended up going at 6 a.m. because that's what worked with his schedule today. So my sleep schedule's everywhere. I took a fat nap in the middle of the day. But if that's what it takes to make sure I get my work in, that's cool with me. It's usually right here. We're getting our minds right, catching up a little bit, drinking our pre-workout, getting ready for game time. So it doesn't matter if it's the afternoon, if it's, bright and early, before the sun comes up. Whatever time we're getting the workout done, this little time right here helps us kind of prep for the workout ahead of us, so that we always at least jump into our workout consistently. After taking our pre-workout, after getting, a good stretch in for a good 15 minutes, letting our pre-workout kick in, and then staying dialed in until we actually get started. So I feel that always kind of launches us from the same spot. So no matter what time of the day, no matter how tired we are, how much we've eaten, slept, it usually brings us to a pretty similar starting spot, which is pretty nice. So today you'll see us on the flat bench, actually on barbell, which we usually hit a lot of dumbbell. So Michael doesn't like hitting barbell too much because he said it hurts his shoulder, which I get. My left shoulder capsule is a little loose. But barbell's a fun indicator to see kind of where you're at in comparison to, where you have been. Excuse me. Sleep schedule. Interesting. But barbell's kind of a good benchmark. Get it? To see, the current status of your chest. Dumbbell's obviously good, but there's more, multiple things that factor into it. Having a good dumbbell press day and a lot of, smaller muscles involved and things like that. So barbell just allows you to lock in a little bit better. That being said, I do not have a very good barbell bench right now. Usually I do incline barbell, which is where we wanted to start off, but with a bunch of people in the gym at this time, it was just easier for us to fund a flat bench. So we're locked in on the flat bench, and that's what we're going to start off with. We're going to keep it rolling. I'm usually more of an incline bench guy, just because I feel like it works more of my chest and the parts of my chest that I want to work. I like to have a nice upper shelf is what I call it, between my front delts and my chest, which we're getting back into. But right here, nice, cool, and controlled. As you see, his elbows are kind of tucked into the side a little bit more, whereas my elbows are kind of flared out more. So I need to work on, tucking those in. I know he has shouldered, things a little bit, but I don't really think that's because of that part of his form. I think that, he does construction work and things like that, so I think that it could just be tweaked from that, or he was a baseball player, so former injury. But keeping your elbows tucked in, I think, definitely helps kind of target that muscle group a little bit better. So right here, I kind of get the 220 or 205 a little bit for 3. I don't really have an idea of what I'm shooting for here since I haven't done flat bench in a long time with the barbell. But we were just trying to get a base level of where we're at. He likes the wrist straps. I haven't worn wrist straps since high school. I feel like my wrists do okay. I got some sturdy wrists. Nothing against Mike and his wrists. I'm sure they get the job done. But pretty smooth sailing on the 205. So he goes for quite a few. I think I only got like 3 right here. And then you know what time it is. Time to throw on 2 plates. Let's see how the 2 plates treat us. Oh, right after, there we go. Had to find a place, track him down. So 2 plates I think is always a good, check mark area. I think it's pretty much in my mind goes by 45-pound plates and 25-pound plates. So the first one is 135, then 185, then 225, then 275, 315, kind of goes up in increments like that. So I did okay. Did get the 225. Not as clean as I wanted to. Not as clean as Mike was about to get it. But I said it in a previous video, my chest is the weakest, body part that I have. So it's the first thing to go when I stop working out. The first thing I lose, and then it's the last thing to come when I get back into the gym. So it takes a little extra effort on chest days for me to just kind of stay up where I want to be in the workout. So right there, a little fist bump. We both hit 2 plates. It was pretty obvious that he was going to hit it, but I was happy that I hit it and that we were just, in the same spot. At least both able to get past that check mark, which was nice. It's nice to be able to do that. I'm kicking the funky outfits. I don't really have, a whole lot of spending money at the moment to go get new gym clothes. So my gym clothes is an accumulation of what I had like 6 years ago, what used to fit, what I stretched out. My shirt has a couple holes in it. It's one of my favorite shirts though, just because I like the way it fits. But as I start to shed, more and more weight and feel more comfortable, then I'll be able to more easily buy shirts that I'm comfortable in and fit into old shirts that I have that, I'm comfortable in. I got rid of a lot of clothes recently when I moved. A lot of stuff that I was, I had a whole closet full of things that, all right, once I get back down to the weight that I want to be, then all of these, shirts are going to fit. All of these pants are going to fit. And I ended up just cleaning them out because it ended up just being, sort of a reminder of where I wasn't at. So I did that to kind of clear my head. I gave some clothes away, and I really shrunk down my inventory of clothes. But now we're getting back down, so it'll be nice, to get to those points. Get some new gym clothes. There's a lot of brands out there now that, I like that I was unfamiliar with before. So I'm excited for all that. Right here, Michael opted for 245 instead of the 275, which I thought he was going to put a 25 on each side with the 2 plates, but he ended up just going for a 10. And then I think he did like 3 or 4 reps, and I was like, oh, if you're going to keep going up, I would have stopped, but that's not his mentality. He felt, good with it, so he wanted to get the most out of that set, and he's still going to go up after that. So right here, my chest is already pretty fried because the endurance on it starts to go up. I moved the camera right here because where I had it under a little curl machine, guy was going to use it now, so move the camera over to this more interesting view, and halfway through my drop set, so I went from 185 down to 135. You'll see, Michael thought I was going to drop the weights at first, but I like to do pause reps at the end of my drop sets, where I just rest the bar on my chest, give it a couple seconds, and then press up, just to try and get the full stretch at the bottom. There's a few different exercises for chest on barbell that I will implement sometimes. Things that I used to do back in the day with my old workout buddies to, you know, better train our chest. I think I'm going to go for a Smith machine bench press next time. Smith machine incline to be specific, because on that one I can really do it till failure and push myself just the last little extra percentages. Right here, 275. Big Mike. If I'm not mistaken, he stops right there. But it was still a huge day for him. At the end of the workout, he actually told me that that's the most that he ever put up on flat barbell bench was that 275. So big ups to Big Mike, reaching a new PR. And just a great example of, you know, continual hard work and putting the effort in, you know, will eventually get you the right results and get you to where you want to be. So I was really proud of him. I think he does his drop set after this. But it was nice to switch it up and do some barbell today. We're here, I think he's styling. Nah, I'm just kidding. We chatted up in between sets sometimes. For the most part, we're locked in, but we still have a good time, enjoying each other's company, you know, moving some heavy weight around. So he gets a few right there. Go down a plate. And then finish out the reps. And that's about all we get done for flat barbell bench today. But definitely a step in the right direction. I think that, you know, there's a lot of progress that we can see, that we can feel, and just how the weights feel. So definitely a good intro to this push day. Now we're going to move on over to a shoulder exercise. So here we go. I put the camera right next to a bench press. Actually, the one that we're just using because the shoulder machine is like right on the other side. So it's not long before someone goes to take the bench press, and then I have to move the camera, and then someone goes. So I move it over to the right where the incline hammer strength is, and then someone goes there, so that I just end up cutting this one short on the as far as the videos go. But this one feels pretty gnarly after hitting some bench press. Flat and then just going straight into the front delts. It's quite the experience, but it's nice to feel those little transitional muscles in between your chest and shoulders. So I already feel like a little separation between, you know, where my pec ends and then the start of my front shoulder, which is nice. But we're still not exactly where we want to be at just yet. I'm going to go over some quotes of the day with you guys. So usually I just do one, but I found two that I thought, you know, were really nice. So one is, success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. And as you guys know, day in and day out is kind of my bread and butter right now. And small efforts, big efforts, anything repeated in a positive direction for me is what I'm leaning towards. So what I feel is positive for me is not only going to the gym, but also editing these videos, you know, keeping myself consumed with the process of getting better. Helps me daily to just remember, you know, where I'm trying to go and be very directional with, you know, my approach to things. So I think that that's a great reminder, that if you are doing at least small efforts repeated in a positive way for yourself, that success is, you know, an everyday thing. It's not like you wake up one day and you're successful. Success is an accumulation of small efforts every day. So success, I think, is a title that doesn't go over someone's whole lifespan. I think it's something that goes over everyone's individual day in and day out. And if you put together enough successful days, that makes you a successful person, you know? Successful days turn into successful months, years, and to a successful lifestyle. The next quote that I have for you guys is, "The fears that we don't face become our limits." And I think that that resonates, you know, pretty well with me. If I let my, you know, fear, anxiety, what have you, get to the point where, you know, I wasn't coming in the gym, if I really cared what people, you know, thought about my body in the gym, or if I cared what you guys thought about, you know, me posting my body up there, and I wasn't comfortable with that, then I would let that stop me, you know, from being able to push myself further to where I'm trying to go. And an easy part of me not having fear about, you know, showing my body and where I'm at now is because I know that by making these videos, going to the gym, that that's not my forever, you know? That every day I'm actively getting better towards the person that I'm trying to become. I'm looking more like the physique that I'm trying to build. So because of that, I have no fear, no embarrassment about where I'm at right now, because where I'm at doesn't paint, you know, the best picture of where I'm going. The only thing that does is this continual work, and I wouldn't be able to show you guys that if I was scared to do that. If I was scared to go to the gym because I thought that there was, you know, bigger, stronger, faster people in there than me, I wouldn't do it. And there is, you know, people out there that let that fear build up in them and kind of consume them, because that does dictate your limits. You know, you put walls up where you don't want to continue building because your fear overtakes you, and it's so easy to do, and it's a everyday, you know, battle, but something that you have to be mindful of is, you know, why do I not want to do that? Like when we got done with this workout, we were exhausted at the end, and right after we finished our last, you know, sets of the tricep pushdown, I think we get to, Big Mike looks at me, he's like, "So, how do you feel about some cardio?" I didn't want to do cardio, so naturally, I said, "Of course, let's get her done." Because I'm not a person that allows those limitations on myself anymore. If there's something I don't want to do, it probably means I should fucking do it. It probably means the reason I don't want to do it is because of my old habits and systems that I had in place that make me want to be comfortable. So we're not doing that anymore. And I didn't get cardio in the video just because if it's packed on the weight room floor, it's super packed in the cardio area. And not only that, where the treadmills are at, it's hard to try and put a camera down in front because the walkways are really like narrow, and I don't really trust putting my camera behind me where I can't see it because there's a lot of people, you know, all about that area. But I'm gonna make an effort, whether it's you know, running outside or finding a better spot to do some cardio at the gym. I'm gonna make sure I get that done and document it for you guys. I'm, you know, doing my best to stay on top of the cardio, but as far as getting it filmed and finding a good place to do that, that's something I still have to work on. Maybe I'll switch it up, and instead of doing the treadmill, I'll do, you know, something like the exercise bike or something that, you know, is maybe in a better position to where I can film it without, you know, impeding on other people as well. So right here, we're at a super close angle because I had to keep the camera nice and tight. But it was a good push day. I felt that it was a good push day. We did, you know, barbell flat, barbell incline. We're going to switch it back up to the dumbbells next time. And I'm going to see if I can convince this guy to use a Smith machine with me, because I like the constant tension that gives. And just a nice, you know, really good stretch if you keep your hand in the same spot, and ability to kind of push yourself. Right here, Big Mike trying to be too big with it, but I respect it. It's nice having a good gym partner that's, you know, going to push himself, going to push you, and I hope that that's what, you know, I am for him as well. So I do get tired all the time when we're working out. But the other workouts, you know, when we're done with this, I think my beats per minute as far as my heart rate was at like, I don't know, consistent like 145, 150. And I was, you know, taking deep breaths and trying to get through it. And then we did cardio after, which if we already exercised the whole time and we get into cardio, then my beats per minute is shot. You know, I'll walk 3 miles per hour on the treadmill and still be at like 140 beats per minute for like the first 15, 20 minutes until, you know, my body starts to regulate it. And when I'm right there, I'm exhausted, I'm breathing heavy, but I do my best to stick in there. One, because, you know, I owe it to myself to have the best experience that I can in there. I'm going in there for a reason. And two, I owe it to my partner, you know, to not slow him down, for him to have a good experience, and for me to still have that stick-to-itiveness to be able to push him as well. So there's a lot that goes into it. Obviously, it's better, you know, with a partner. If you have a partner that's going through, you know, the same thing that you're going through, and you're both going through a weight loss experience, then, you know, that's something that you're really going to have to push each other with. So I'm lucky enough to have, you know, my gym partner that used to be my gym partner back in the day, and, you know, because of that, we have this kind of understanding in the gym, and he knows what he's doing, and a lot of the time we don't have to say anything. We can just, you know, lock in with our music, and then go from exercise to exercise. We already, you know, have a good form and everything. But take it at your own pace. You know, maybe you're not someone that's trying to lose weight. Maybe you would be the Michael in the situation. You got a buddy that, you know, could use the extra help. 'Cause that's me, and, you know, we're accountability buddies. I don't skip a day in the gym. I don't care if I have to get there at 6 a.m., 6 p.m., noon, whatever the time that works out best for my gym partner, because that's the time that we can get it done. So whatever works in the schedule, I'm always game, so that I can make sure I don't miss that workout. Very important stuff. Right here we're doing some flies, just lightweight flies. I call them flies, but the lateral raises. Doing some Arnolds. I mean, our blood flow is already pretty crazy at this point in the workout. I'm feeling pumped up. You know, I have kind of a little pump going. Nothing crazy, but I think you guys can look around and get an idea of how many people are at the gym at this time. So for us to even find little benches like this is always nice. This one's kind of in the corner, so we have, you know, a decent amount of space to ourselves. I'm a person that doesn't like, you know, a lot of people all around and all up on me. But these feel good. The Arnolds, we've been doing them the past few push workouts. I know you guys have been watching. So it's just nice because at the bottom you can feel it pulling, you know, that full stretch in your front delt. And then with that rotation up, you get the middle delt involved as well. And those lateral raises are just a staple. I try and sprinkle in lateral raises throughout, you know, shoulder workouts. That's something that never goes, you know, undone during a push day or a shoulder day, is the lateral raises. Because I want to have that big, wide shoulder look. And that's a big part of it. We also chew gum. You see us both right there just kind of gnawing away. So Michael gets gum because I told him that, I need to get pre-workout before the gym tomorrow. Just remembered. But I told him, like right there, see the nice little shelf that I'm building as far as my front delts and my upper chest? That's what I'm looking for. When I was sitting right there, you can kind of see it. But I told Michael that, you know, no matter how hydrated I try and be, my mouth gets dry a lot of the times when we're working out. So he opted for buying some gum, which definitely helps me, you know, not have a dry mouth during the workout. But on a day like chest where we're using the barbell and stuff and we're laying back, I thought I was going to swallow that gum a few times. When we were on the regular barbell bench, on flat, and then also on the incline. I was like, man, I even told him too, I was like, hey, I think I'm about to swallow this gum. But it's kind of funny, something that I wasn't really thinking about before. But we're pushing our way through, chugging along. It's also hard to trim these videos down. I try to give you guys like the full workout if I can. You know, just so I have full proof too that, you know, I'm in here doing these workouts. I'm not just showing you one set and then I'm like, alright, that's all I did. And, you know, this is real raw footage of, you know, me trying to get better. I was feeling myself right here, so I'm a little pumped. But I'm definitely starting to see progress. I don't know about you guys, if you can see it. I feel it. You know, getting myself worked down. I feel not so bloated as well. I know it may not seem that, you know, seem like that big of a difference to everybody, but I definitely feel it. And I feel better. When I wake up in the mornings, I feel, you know, thinner, like just my waistline is coming in a little bit, which is nice. Right here, these are a little bit, you know, it's a little superset. So we're doing some dumbbell flies. And then after the dumbbell flies, we put the dumbbells together. We bring them down to our chest. I'll show you with his right now. So flies out wide. Gets the flies done. Now it's a press down to your chest with the dumbbells. And then once you bring them down, you're going to press them back kind of over your face. Almost like where you take a skull crusher for tricep extensions. You know, that kind of idea on that same track, just not as far. But then it becomes kind of a pullover for your chest as well as a press. And it's a really good burn. So if you guys haven't done that, I'd suggest trying it. I probably need to go wider on my flies. But my flies are kind of a little bit more of a press as well. I'm still getting that worked out. Maybe I need to just go lighter weight. But here's my little press to over my face. Oh. Yeah, I had to take a little break there because my chest was pumped. But the camera right there was, you know, right under the dumbbells where everyone was going. So I wanted to remove it from there. But then we go over here to the machine lateral raise. So just really trying to find the squeeze. Squeezing it at the top. So we get that done. And then we also superset it with some molded bar upright rows. So I grab my little molded bar, I come over, start doing reps right here. Not really paying attention. And then Michael turns around and he's like, hey, I think you're in that guy's way. I totally wasn't that guy's way. I didn't mention anything, but as soon as I moved, he sat down. So I try and be aware, but, you know, things fall through the cracks. Right here was nice because the machine that was actually where the camera's at, that one was out of order. So that allowed for a nice little good camera spot. So on these, we had a decent amount of weight on the little stack. I mean, definitely a necessary workout. You want to hit those middle delts as best as you can. And he was doing his upright rows off in the corner, but I wanted to show you guys the superset. So I brought mine right there. And even though I'm kind of standing in the aisle right here, that's okay, it's worth it just to show you guys everything. On the upright rows, I take a wider, not the widest grip though. And then you want to just pull your elbows up to your ears. Just feel like you're pulling your elbows up to the ears. Keeping the bar path, you know, really close. Almost dragging it, you know, kind of up your belly and chest. You want to keep it like an inch or two away, so that you really lock it in on that muscle group. But these were fun. We hadn't done this, these lateral raises in a minute. So they were nice. They were refreshing. Refreshing, because usually we've done cable, we've done dumbbell. We did a little bit of dumbbell earlier, just lightly with the 15s. I just like to do it lightweight sometimes just to get them activated. Because, I mean, they'll still be working when you're doing other things like pressing and stuff like that, but I like to activate them to make sure that I know that they're working, make sure that I feel them. I think we ended up doing 5 or 6 sets of these. We're feeling pretty good. I shake my leg a lot too. I don't know if anyone noticed, but it's not like a nervous thing. I just do it. Especially when I'm trying to amp myself up, I'm like, all right. But that's enough of that. So right here, one of my favorite, and I think our favorite finishers whenever we hit chest. Camera angle is a little funky right here because I wanted to do it kind of straight up, because there's people behind us, people to the left and the right of us. So sometimes I'll do just an upward camera angle, which, I mean, it's not a bad angle to get the purpose of the workout, but I do it sometimes just because I want to, you know, respect other people's space and privacy. So we lock in right here. These are, you know, kind of cable crossovers, which is almost like a press and a fly kind of combined. We're not really crossing anything over, but you pull at the tail end of it with your elbows back. You let it kind of pull your chest, and then you're pressing and pulling in, kind of in a pressing fly motion, you know, towards the end, to bring your hands together. So definitely a good burner. Great at the end of a workout. You know, if you're like us right here and pretty tired and don't have a lot of juice, then at least it's cables. You know, you can lighten the load as necessary and get the workout, you know, accordingly. But these are hard machines to come by on a busy day at the gym. But we got everything done that we wanted to get done, even though it was dead smack and, you know, busy hour at the gym. But big focus on the contraction right here, the stretch contraction. You can really drive blood into that chest, you know, pump some blood into it. Get a good little, because by this time, you know, the pump that we had from the bench, from flat bench, from incline bench, it's kind of dying out. So they're just trying to re-pump up the muscle one last time. And just shred, you know, the rest that we can out of it. Always feels really good. High rep range towards the end, focusing on the blood flow, not so much on like the strength of it, but just how it feels. So we're hitting the underneath flies now. These ones are just bringing up and through, keeping that tension, getting the blood flow going. Also a good little finisher. If you guys have any suggestions, anything that you're like, oh, this is, a must in my push workout, I'm open to suggestions. So this is just kind of what I do based off of my knowledge. Eventually, another finisher I want to do is a Smith machine. Put some weight on it and then go underneath it and do some push-ups with the weighted Smith machine bar on my back. I think that'd be a good finisher. But if you guys have really good push, chest, shoulder, triceps. I mean, even it doesn't have to be, those workouts. You can post any workout, in the comments, whether it's a back workout, powerlifting workout. I like power cleans, things like that. Whatever you guys want to see or feel that, would be beneficial to me on this little weight loss journey. Something that you think I would want to try out, something, where you get a good pump. I'd love to hear about it. I'm all ears. Go ahead and post it up, and I'll do the best I can to at least put it, into one workout. Try it out. If I really like it, it'll definitely be a staple in what we do. But I'm always coachable, and taking an approach to this that I have everything in the world to learn. So I'm definitely trying to be a student of this game, not a teacher. Because I'm trying to learn everything I can. Obviously, I have a lot to learn still. But I'll teach you guys, anyone that with an open ear that, might need some extra boost or anything like that, I'm here to, hopefully provide that as well. Someone who has never been to the gym in their life before, I think that my videos could be a good starting point. And, the exercises I do are fairly simple. Really relies on just focusing on that muscle group, that mind-to-muscle connection. And I'm pretty humble these days when it comes to the gym. I'm not embarrassed to go up and, fail at a bench, or, I don't see a guy next to me going up and I feel like I have to go up. Like, it's me versus me in the gym, and I think that's how it should be for everybody. So after these, I already thought we were done. I was like, all right, last set, we're finished. And Mike was like, nope, no Big Mike. We go over here and we start doing some push downs. I had to get myself psyched in. We don't use this machine a lot. Usually we use the plate loaded push down machine, I guess, or press down. I don't know. If you see my other push videos, you've probably seen it. So usually we'll use that one, but on this day that thing was pretty packed and taken up a lot of the time. So this one's, in an aisle of kind of underused machines, I think. But it helped us get, the triceps involved a little bit. Be able to feel that chest. Really dying out on this one. The rep range isn't the best. We're not putting the most amount of weight that we can on there. This is Michael being goofy right here. Because we were both tired and he's like, But you know what? You get to that point, and all you can do is laugh and, keep trying to push yourself a little bit more. And keep going. So like I was saying earlier, we do end up doing some cardio after this. I go on the treadmill. I did 3 miles per hour for about 25 minutes after this. Nothing crazy, but helped my heart rate just kind of decline at a nice, modest pace. But what also affected things was just us working at a different spot in the day. Something I like to say to Big Mike at the end of every workout: another day, another dollar deposited into the bank of me. Yes, sir. So we put our work in today. Hopefully you did as well. We'll catch you tomorrow.